Happy post-Christmas Tuesday and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Grant Olson is away tonight. I'm Jefferson Robbins. We hope your Christmas weekend was outstanding. I got some new gardening tools and some Blu-ray discs from the Criterion collection, so I am swimming in awesome gifts. Here are a few of the stories that we have coming up as gifts for you tonight. A long unused space in Wenatchee's Confluence Technology Center could see a new tenant before too long. The Chelan Douglas Regional Port Authority is in talks with a major fruit marketer to make the move. And the leadership of Wenatchee finally changes hands this week. Mayor-elect Mike Poyer will be sworn into office in a special Thursday meeting of the Wenatchee City Council. Some parts of the viewing area woke up to about 4 inches of snow this morning. For others, it was merely damp and cold throughout the day. Dan Kuntz will be along a little bit later on to take you through the extended weather forecast. First, our top story tonight. A Grant County Sheriff's deputy and 2 other people were injured on Christmas Day in a collision on Stratford Road near Moses Lake. The Sheriff's Office says Deputy Gunner Hines, seen here with former Sheriff Tom Jones, was driving on Stratford between Road 7 and Road 8 Northeast about 4:30 p.m. on Monday when the collision occurred. Few details were released, but Hines and the 2 occupants of the second vehicle were treated at Samaritan Healthcare for non-life-threatening injuries. Hines has since been released and is now resting at home. The Moses Lake Police Department will perform an investigation into the cause of the crash. CMI Orchards, a local fruit company, is considering a lease agreement with the Chelan Douglas Regional Port Authority to occupy the top floor of the Confluence Technology Center. The current agreement includes a 10-year term with 2 5-year extensions possible. The rent for the 21,617 square foot space would be just over $43,000, and the port would cover up to $1.5 million for interior improvements, with CMI Orchards matching half of the cost. The floor was previously leased to the Yahoo Internet Search Company. Once CMI Orchards signs the lease agreement, interior renovations can begin and would likely be completed in the fall of 2024. The town of Leavenworth is making plans for a former elementary school building that's now city property. Cascade School District turned over the Osborne Elementary building to the city in 2021 after opening the much newer Alpine Lakes Elementary building. The city has plans for an NCW Libraries branch at the building, as well as a community center, and now it's asking contractors to submit their qualifications for feasibility and design work. The proposal involves a partial demolition of about half the existing 25,000 square feet and a redesign to allow for new uses. Contractors are asked to submit their credentials to the city of Leavenworth by January 5th. 3 people were hospitalized following a Christmas Eve accident on Highway 17, 2 miles south of Moses Lake. According to the Washington State Patrol, 56-year-old Juan C. Mora of Othello was driving a 2007 Kia Rondo southbound just before 7 p.m. when his car rear-ended a disabled 2015 Jeep Patriot that was parked on the shoulder. The parked Jeep then collided with a 2009 Toyota Avalon that had stopped to assist. An occupant of the Toyota who was standing alongside the car, 59-year-old Janelle Deaver of Pasco, was struck. She and the driver of the Jeep, 33-year-old Walter Villata Flores of Moses Lake, were taken to Sacred Heart Medical Center in Spokane with undisclosed injuries. Mora was transported to Samaritan Hospital in Moses Lake. He faces possible charges of vehicular assault. But when we come back, a Christmas Day rollover crash in Grant County is attributed to intoxicated driving, and brave swimmers are invited to dip a toe in the annual Polar Plunge coming up New Year's Day on Lake Wenatchee. I'm Jefferson Robbins, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
It's cold outside, and time to make sure your loved ones are safe and secure at home during the cold months ahead. Aging and Adult Care has low-cost, in-home care options for seniors, adults with disabilities, and for caregivers assisting relatives or friends. Services like housekeeping, personal care, and home-delivered meals can make such a difference for you or someone you know. These services and more are available by calling Aging and Adult Care's offices at 1-800-572-4459.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. It's a changing of the guard this week as Wenatchee Mayor-elect Mike Poyer will be sworn into office in a special noon meeting of the Wenatchee City Council. Poyer won election last month to succeed Frank Kuntz, who's led the city since 2011. Also taking the oath of office are 3 returning city council members who ran unopposed, plus Charlie Atkinson, who won a contested election for the District 5 council seat formerly held by Mark Kulas. That ceremony will follow a brief special city council meeting scheduled for 12 noon on Thursday at Wenatchee City Hall. A 20-year-old Moses Lake driver faces a DUI charge after rolling her vehicle in an early Christmas Day crash near Ephrata. The Washington State Patrol says about 1 a.m. Monday, Tatiana Ramirez Guatemala was traveling northbound on Highway 17, about 5 miles southeast of the city, when she lost control of her 2008 Pontiac. The vehicle flipped and came to rest in the northbound ditch. No other vehicles were involved. Ramirez was injured and taken by life flight to Good Samaritan Hospital. Troopers believe she was under the influence at the time of the crash. The new Year Polar Plunge will take place at Lake Wenatchee State Park on Monday. The plunge is free and will take place toward the park's south entrance from noon to 3 p.m. The event itself happens about 2 p.m. Participants can enjoy some hot cocoa at the Lake Wenatchee Camp Store after the plunge, along with a hot sauna provided by Enchantment Mobile Sauna, who will be in attendance. Participants should bring a water, a towel, change of clothes for sure, and shoes that can easily be taken on and off. A snow park pass is required for parking. Park rangers want you to know those can be purchased ahead of time online. Well, coming up next, when is a budget shortfall not necessarily a bad thing? Chelan County Commissioner Kevin Overbay walks us through the county's 2024 budget and helps the figures add up. Chances of scattered rainfall throughout the day on Wednesday. Dan Kuntz is just ahead to provide your wrap-up of today's weather, plus what to expect as we move toward New Year's Eve. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
This is the time of year we celebrate family, traditions, and great food. At Abby's, our legendary pizzas are so giant that they feed up to 6 happy family members. When you need a break from cooking, think Abby's, our place or your place. Our family is here for your family. What makes Abby's triple topper so great?
Pepperoni, Canadian bacon, ground beef.
With these premium toppings piled to the edge, it's a whole lot of pizza on sale for a very special price. And when you give the gift of Abby's, we'll give you a present too.
Castle Rock International is the Northwest's premier real estate agency for large acreage properties, farms and ranch land, lodging and resorts, waterfront properties, and commercial real estate. Professional, knowledgeable, and discreet, award-winning Castle Rock International has the listings and the highly qualified buyers you have been looking for. Contact John McNamara at Castle Rock International today, or visit their website for more information about this outstanding local company.
Get your favorite beverage and a wide variety of food choices all under one big roof at the Tap Room in Pybus. The Tap Room has the most popular choices for lunch and dinner in the Valley. With unique appetizers, salads, sandwiches, and tasty rice bowls, everybody will find a new favorite dish. Plus many craft beers from Hellbent Brewing, or you can choose wine, cider, or a delightful craft cocktail. Experience the family-friendly Tap Room at Pybus for yourself. It's just what you've been looking for.
The holiday season is here, and life is hectic. Let Merry Maids help simplify yours. You expect a lot, and Merry Maids delivers more. They'll make your home or business sparkle for holiday parties, special events, and family gatherings. They'll customize the cleaning to fit your needs and your budget. Merry Maids are cleaning experts. They're licensed, bonded, and insured. Best of all, your satisfaction is always guaranteed. Visit online, merrymaids.com, and call for a free estimate. Then you can relax. It's done.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Chelan County has entered each of the last 2 budget years with a predicted shortfall in the millions of dollars. Chelan County Commissioners voted last week to approve nearly $57 million in expenditures. In a recent edition of the Chelan County Connection podcast, Kevin Overbay, the longest serving of the county's 3 current commissioners, said the apparent shortfall is actually an improvement over prior years. Here's what he had to say.
We did approve a budget that has a revenue of $54.3 million, or a projected revenue of $54.3 million, with an expenditure of $56.9. And anybody who does quick math knows that's about a $2.6 million gap for 2024. But that is actually $1.2 million less than what our gap was coming into 2023. We had a $3.7 million gap. And some folks ask, well, geez, how does that gap get filled? We're very conservative with regards to when we look at our revenue forecasts, and then we lean kind of to over project our expenditures a little bit, which gives us a gap within the budget itself. Examples of that, where we actually have seen savings this year has been we authorize positions, but not every position is filled throughout the course of the year. And so those gaps are made up sometimes through the wages and benefits, through supplies where we maybe forecast how much we're going to spend in supplies and are often under in that, as well as some interfund payments that are actually for services that are paid within the county. The other thing that we see is we've seen increased revenue streams, whether it be through grant awards. I'll use natural resources as an example. Almost annually, our natural resources department brings in about $22 million a year into Chelan County for natural resource projects. We also look at investment in new economic elements, such as using our rural county tax dollars funds or our lodging tax funds to kind of spur economic growth, whether it be through tourism. And also we look at one-time expenditures that are not going to be a carryover into the next year. We also look at existing infrastructure and capital upgrades. We look at fees for services, both direct and indirect, and some of the direct fees that are what our citizens pay, like to community development or to the courts for court-related costs. Some of the indirect fees that we charge out are for contracts. A lot of folks may not know that we do contract out with the cities, a lot of our smaller cities, for, of course, our jail services, our prosecution services, our juvenile detention services, as well as some other services that they receive, probation services as well. And so basically going into 2024, a lot of folks say, well, what kind of reserve do you have? Well, we refer to it as a fund balance. But we started 2023 with a $13.5 million fund balance, and it was projected to end 2023 with a 9.8. We are now projecting, because we have underspent by 8% this year, combined with a revenue increase of 20% year over, we're actually projecting to end 2023 and start 2024 with a very healthy fund balance of about $21 million.
Happy Tuesday. Dan Coons filling in for Brian Olson, taking a little extra day off and enjoying a 4-day Christmas weekend. I'll be doing your weather forecast as we take a look out at the Upper Valley, Cashmere, Shaston, Dryden. The orchards are they're just sitting there waiting for spring, and we're going to have almost spring-like temperatures. Very mild forecast. Details are on the way. Almanac today, a little bit warmer than normal. Normally we top off at about 32. Got to 36 today with a little bit of trace of precipitation. We had some reports of Leavenworth got about 4 inches of snow. The Plain area, Medhow, The Methow Valley got about 3 inches of snow. Not a surprise. A little bit down here in the valley. Then it kind of tapered off. There was a winter weather advisory. They let that expire. And by the way, sunrise and sunset, we now have 1 minute longer daylight than we did on the winter solstice. You got to take the victories when you can. Your Wednesday's highs, pretty consistent all over the area. Moses Lake 40, Ephrata 40, right around 40, 41, of course, in Quincy. Omak will be topping off about 40. A little bit cooler here in the Wenatchee Valley because we're going to have a little bit cooler on the overnight lows tonight, spilling into Wednesday than some of the other locations. Leavenworth and Lake Wenatchee will struggle to get just above the freezing mark. Their temperatures will be a little cooler because they still have snow on the ground, and that does affect the daytime temperatures. But all in all, temperatures just a little bit above normal. So what's going on? There's a series of storms out there that aren't real powerful. In fact, if anything, they're kind of weak, and they're going to usher in some moist air, but some mild air. In fact, with temperatures topping off into the lower 40s, we could see afternoon highs a good 10 degrees above normal. Tomorrow, pretty much like today, maybe a little wetter, high of 38, a skosh or two higher on the afternoon high on Wednesday. Thursday, we're going to do Wednesday all over again. Get used to this pattern, folks. Same deal, lots of clouds, probably dry for the most part. On Thursday, we'll top off at about 40. And again, nothing really going on out there. If there's the weather's kind of benign, kind of quiet. A little snow in the mountain passes, that's about it. Friday, 42, 10 degrees above normal for the afternoon high on Friday. We head into another holiday weekend, back-to-back holiday weekends. We can live with that. As we ring in the new year, we start out on Saturday with a high of 43. Should be dry, maybe some light rain in the morning. That's about it. Saturday night's overnight low 35, so our overnight lows are going to be warmer than what our daytime highs usually are. Told you it was some pretty mild air. New Year's Eve, we say goodbye to 2023 with a high of 43 degrees, and again, very mild for the overnight low. Any kind of moisture, any kind of precipitation is going to come down in the form of rain. Snow level is going to be at about 3,700 to 4,000 feet. So passes a little bit of snow, and even then, not much. New Year's Day, some sun breaks, and a high of 41 degrees. The big story, just mild, very, very warm temperatures for this time of the year. So in detail, unofficially at Pangbourne today, we topped off at 36. We'll dip down to 33 tonight, 38. Little bit of rain, hit and miss rain. Again, snow level is going to be well above where we sit here in the Wenatchee Valley at about 700 feet. So any precipitation Wednesday in the form of rain. We should be dry, very mild. No sunshine Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. A few sun breaks on Sunday, and for the new year, a couple of sun breaks. The big story there, the overnight lows and the daytime highs well above normal. And that's your weather forecast. Still to come, Eric Granstrom with sports and more. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
NCWLIFE Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
The Seahawks' playoff hopes remain alive after yet another last-minute victory on Sunday. Seattle nipped Tennessee in Nashville Christmas Eve 20-17 after Geno Smith engineered a 14-play, 75-yard drive, culminating in a 5-yard game-winning touchdown pass to Colby Parkinson.
Smith with time over the middle. Smith and Jigba's got the first down. There's a flag down on the far side of the field. For the moment, it's an 18-yard gain and a Seattle first down. Smith, end zone, and it is caught for the touchdown! Colby Parkinson! Last week it was Drew Lock. This week it's Geno Smith, and the Seahawks are back in front.
Geno Smith says he was just trying to emulate Drew Lock's game-winning drive against the Eagles on Monday night.
I'm thinking, just like last week, I feel like Drew did a great job last week, and we had a chance to match it this week. And, as I'm going out there, I'm not thinking about anything else besides the situation. Knowing we got 4 downs, I think we had 2 or 3 timeouts left. So we had a bunch of time, about 3 minutes, thinking about the situation and how we can get in the end zone. I thought Shane did a great job. I thought protection held up great. Obviously, receivers did a great job of getting open, and then Kobe made a heck of a catch, to seal the deal right there.
Coach Pete Carroll says it's proof positive of what he's been preaching about. The important part of it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish.
Well, another dramatic finish for our guys, and sensational finish, really, to get that done under all of the circumstances. There's a lot of them, and Monday night coming off on the road, early game, all that kind of stuff that usually people talk about had nothing to do with it. And love the way we finished this game, the way the focus of our guys throughout the 60 minutes was exactly as we needed. We went in at halftime and got serious about fixing things up, and we made the defense fix some stuff up. We obviously got better on offense at halftime, and then we came out and executed enough to get a win. These wins are so hard. They're so hard, and I thought a lot of guys did cool stuff and all, but look at Geno coming back and playing. Last week it was Drew taking us down the field. Today it was Geno taking us down the field. It has a lot to say with the system and the coaches and what they're getting done with these guys to communicate that well.
This is Seattle's second consecutive win after stopping a 4-game losing streak. Bobby Wagner had one of the Seahawks' 6 sacks on the day and says it's about staying consistent in believing in one another.
I think the connection of the guys, I think the belief of the guys that we have, the coaches that we have, I think that's what allowed us to keep our mind in it. We knew that we were going to have a tough stretch, but we control our own destiny, so we need to just take it one game at a time. I think the biggest thing, in my opinion, that we learned is when you play good teams like that, you can't shoot yourself in the foot. You can't have bad penalties, mistakes, things of that nature, because they will capitalize on that. And so hopefully we take that into the remainder of the season, onto God-willing playoffs.
Seattle returns home this Sunday to host Pittsburgh in the final home game of the regular season, Lumen Field. Kickoff set for 1:05 on Fox. Now, the Rams knocked off New Orleans 30-22 to remain ahead of Seattle in the NFC West. And in the wild card race, Arizona dropped to 3-12 with a 27-16 loss at Chicago. San Francisco suffered a 33-19 loss to Baltimore last night as Brock Purdy was intercepted 4 times. Now, if the season ended today, Seattle would have the 7th seed in the NFC as a wild card team behind the Rams and Tampa Bay. Well, the Seattle Kraken earned an early Christmas present Saturday with a win in Anaheim. Seattle had been struggling and falling behind in games so far this season, but the Kraken struck first against the Ducks to go on for a 3-2 win.
Into the line, Dunn's pass off a skate, pounced down by Leeson, goes right up the gut, short-handed break, Decord with the stop. We remain scoreless, and the Kraken stay on the power play. Vince Dunn now handles, almost coughed it up, but it went right to McCann. Slides it over, and they score! Bjorkstrand makes it 1-0. Formerly of the Edmonton Oilers. And now Tatar finds Beniers. Oh, he makes the pass! Dunn with the finish. It's 2-0. Moves it into that bump position. Strome off the wing through traffic. Herrick had a hack at the rebound. Still digging for it, and Decord has it. Oh, Henrique had a chance. On the draw to the right of the Seattle net, and it's in the feet of Henrique and hammered home by Vetrano. Trevor throws it ahead. They catch the Kraken on a change. Here's McTavish. DeCord with a save. And now Seattle the other way. Dunn drops it off. Tatar cuts to the high slot. Goes backhand. Scores! So often the case. A near miss at one end. In the net at the other. 3-1 Seattle. Mintyukov brings it back in. Drops it off to Zegras. Trevor takes it in behind the net. He scores! On a cross goal! Exactly what Alec Lozoff asked for. Gleason trying to come through the neutral zone. Knocked off his stick. Trailing the play is Mintyukov. Pavel to the corner. In front. Gleason rolled by the glove hand of Joey DeCord.
What a stop. The Ducks had the momentum. Unfortunately, they couldn't get a third puck behind Joey DeCord.
Vince Dunn and Tomas Tatar spoke on behalf of the players, while Coach Dave Haxtell confirmed that Seattle continues to play good hockey.
We're a really close group in here, and we're not cliquey. Everyone's always contributing vocally in here, and I'm always trying to do their part. So I think teams go through adversity, but when you have a team that sticks together, you can find a way to get out of it. So
It feels great to have that opportunity. Hockey feels right again. I'm very grateful for the guys. How they welcomed me here in Seattle. It wasn't easy. It was pretty fast, everything happening. In a split of 48 hours. But it looks like me, Maddie, and Abs are building some chemistry, and I'm having a lot of fun.
We're playing very consistent, so this doesn't change how we feel about where we're at. We've played very consistently over the last few weeks. I think we've got one game in our last 8 that we haven't got points. So, our guys are playing hard regardless of what our lineup may or may not look like. Whoever is available is going out and doing the job, working hard together.
Kraken are off until Wednesday when they play at Calgary at 6:30 on Root Sports Northwest. There were 2 women's college basketball games played before the holiday weekend. On Friday, 20th ranked Gonzaga hosted New Mexico in Spokane, came away with a 67-56 victory. Yvonne Agim led the way with 22 points, while Brenna Maxwell had 14. Eastern Washington traveled to Wyoming and won 62-43 behind 16 points from Moses Lake's Jamie Loera. Ayla Alexander had 14 points for the Eagles in the winning cause. Taking a look at the Les Schwab Prep Boys basketball scoreboard, Meade beat Wenatchee last Friday 70-34, while Monroe topped Eastmont 49-42. Tonasket climbed over Colville 81-56. Okanagan edged Reardon 52-49. Napovine beat Brewster in a high-scoring affair 84-80. Bears turned around to top Rainier the following day 66-57. Eastmont girls wrapped up a perfect week before the holiday Friday with a 60-42 win over Pasco. Walla Walla walloped Wenatchee 73-15. Tonasket took care of Colville 61-48. Okanagan edged Reardon 56-51. Napovine beat Brewster 58-48. The Bear girls lost on Saturday as well, falling to Rainier 48-42. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Tuesday.
Hi, everybody. Dan Coons, host of Wake Up in Angie Valley. Join me for a Wednesday edition. It's Winning Wednesday. Once again, we'll have something really cool from our friends at the Pybus Public Market, where communities meet. And Eric Granstrom had a great interview with a gentleman by the name of Jack Mitchell, who is a member of the United States national ski team in a sport I didn't even know existed. You're going to learn something with Eric and Jack tomorrow, and everything else you need to start your Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow live and local right here at 7 a.m. from Studio 2.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we would like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-6295. That's 888-NCWL. Grant Holson will be back in this chair Wednesday night when we start off our wrap-up of the top local news stories of 2023. I'm Jefferson Robbins, wishing you a merry post-Christmas evening. Good night.
I'm Eric Granstrom, the sports director for the NCWLIFE channel. We're here at Eastmont High School. We're going to be at Wenatchee High School. We've got basketball. We've got wrestling. It's all winter long. While you're out freezing your hind end off, we're inside staying warm. It's right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hello, television family. Grab your cup of coffee each weekday morning and join me. I'm Dan Kuntz, the host of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's everything you need to start your day. We're live and we're local at 7 a.m. every weekday on the NCWLIFE channel.